a struggling entrepreneur, a chance encounter, and an act of generosity that changed everything. When Bill Gates met a small business owner facing hardship, he didn't just offer advice. He gave them the opportunity of a lifetime. What happened next will leave you inspired. Mark Reynolds had always dreamed of running his own cafe, a cozy little place where people could relax and enjoy a great cup of coffee. But lately, his dream was slipping away. Business had slowed down, bills were piling up, and with fewer customers walking through the doors, Mark knew he was running out of time. That afternoon, he wiped down the cafe counter, looking out at the empty tables. His wife, Emily, gave him a reassuring smile, but he could see the worry in her eyes. On what seemed like an ordinary Tuesday, a new customer walked in. Bill Gates. Mark did a double take. It wasn't every day that one of the world's richest men walked into a struggling cafe. Bill scanned the menu before ordering a simple black coffee. As he waited, he noticed Mark's worried expression. "Tough day?" he asked, his tone calm but inviting. Mark sighed, setting down the coffee pot. "You could say that. Small businesses don't have it easy these days." Mark hesitated at first, but something about Bill's genuine interest made him open up. He explained how the cafe was struggling, how competition from bigger chains had made things harder. "We make good coffee. We've got loyal customers," Mark said, "but I just don't have the resources to keep up." Bill nodded, stirring his coffee. "Sounds like you've got passion. But sometimes, passion alone isn't enough." Instead of offering words of sympathy, Bill pulled out a small notepad and began jotting something down. "I want to help," he said simply. Mark blinked, unsure if he had heard correctly. "Wait, you want to help?" Bill smiled. "Let's just say I have a few ideas." He handed Mark a business card with a handwritten note on the back. "Meet me at this address tomorrow," he said. "Let's see what we can do." The next day, Mark arrived at a modern office building, still unsure what to expect. A receptionist led him to a conference room, where Bill Gates was waiting with a small team. Bill gestured for Mark to sit. "I did some thinking. Your cafe has potential, but it needs a stronger business strategy. If you're willing to learn, I'd like to mentor you." Mark's jaw nearly dropped. This wasn't just a business lesson. This was an opportunity from one of the greatest entrepreneurs in history. Over the next few weeks, Bill personally guided Mark through key business strategies: marketing, customer experience, financial planning. Mark soaked in every piece of advice, realizing how small changes could make a big difference. Bill even introduced him to a local investor, willing to provide financial support for renovations and expansion. "This isn't just about survival," Bill told him. "It's about creating something sustainable and scalable." With renewed hope, Mark redesigned his cafe, implementing what he had learned. A fresh new logo, modernized menu, and a revamped customer loyalty program gave the cafe a fresh start. Even the cafe employees felt the energy shift. Customers started returning, and soon, business was better than ever. 1 month later, the cafe was buzzing with customers, and on a busy Friday morning, a familiar face walked in. Bill Gates. Mark rushed over, grinning. "I was hoping you'd stop by." Bill took a sip of his coffee and smiled. "Tastes even better now." Mark laughed, shaking his head. "That's because this time, it's made with confidence." With his business thriving, Mark knew he had to do something to give back. Inspired by Bill's generosity, he started a mentorship program for young entrepreneurs, offering free workshops at the cafe. "This is how we keep small businesses alive," Mark said in an interview, "by lifting each other up." Months later, as Mark stood outside his now thriving cafe, he reflected on how one unexpected encounter had changed everything. Bill had given him more than business advice. He had given him a second chance. And Mark was determined to pass it forward, ensuring other dreamers never had to give up on their passion. As he locked up for the night, he looked at the handwritten note still tucked into his wallet, the one Bill had written on their first meeting. It simply read, "Believe in yourself, and others will too." If this story inspired you, like, share, and subscribe to Beyond the Spotlight for more incredible real-life stories of kindness and opportunity.